Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. Be sure to subscribe to The Kim Jacobs Show right on YouTube. Turn on your notification bell to all so you never miss a beat. And guess what? Every time you watch, you're going to receive a real relevant and relatable guest that's going to share with you a piece of the puzzle on this journey called life that will help you be able to manage just a little bit smoother. At the end of the day, the Kim Jacobs Show goal is to be able to provide balance to the world, one household at a time.
Kim Jacobs Show. You're watching Kim Jacobs Show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of The Kim Jacobs Show. I have Professor Christine Kozachuk with us today. How are you today?
I am great. Thank you, Kim, for having me today.
Oh, so glad to have you here. We're going to have a great discussion, everyone. I want you all to grab your virtual seats as quickly as possible. Tag your friends, your family. Let people know that we're going to be talking about her rights today, the girl child around the world. What's happening? What are the things that can make the situation be better for our girls, our women around the globe? So I want everyone, grab your seats. Let us know exactly where you're chiming in from, because I know some people come in globally as well. And I am going to, as we kick today's episode off, give you 30 seconds to go ahead and tag some friends, family, coworkers before we even deep dive into this topic so no one misses it. Okay? Take 30 seconds now. Everyone invites someone to hear Dr. Christine Kozachuk as she talks about her right as a girl child. All right, everyone, and we are back with Dr. Christine Kozachuk. How are you today?
I am good, winning every day. Every day.
We do win every single day. And I'm going to go ahead and introduce you and give you even more opportunities to share who you are, what you do, so that those that are coming in get a chance to learn more. But Dr. Christine Kozachuk is the founder of Every Girl Wins Institute. She's also the founder of Her Right. She's a wife, a mother, a grandmother of 8. And these grandchildren, I cannot believe that you're a grandmother of 8. I've known you even since before, I think, even before the grandchildren came into existence.
Yes.
So ranging from 8 months to 17 years old. Welcome, Professor Christine Kozachuk. You see, I got my studious glasses on today. I'm ready.
I love them.
Learning.
Thank you so much for having me. And yeah, we've known each other. I was thinking about that the other day. We've known each other quite sometimes.
Yes.
We've seen both of us, our ups and downs and our challenges. But you know what the great thing is? We keep lifting each other as we climb.
Yes.
That's the great part about what we do. And, you know, with Every Girl Wins Institute, we are the world's largest culture of honor and sustainable life literacy institute in the world. But I know we're not going to be talking about Every Girl Wins today, but we're going to be talking about Her Right.
We can talk about a variety of things. So definitely Every Girl Wins. You can give us a sample of that. Yeah. And then we can also talk about Her Right as well. But I do want people to know how they'll be able to stay connected with you. So each person that's chimed in, I've put the contact information for Professor Kozachuk right through the comment section. And I do want to share it just so that my podcast listeners also get a chance to hear it. So the website is everygirlwins.com. And Her Right, RIGHT.net. And that's where you'll find a proclamation that Dr. Kozachuk is looking to have signed. Her email is Christine Kozachuk, KOZACHUK@gmail.com. That's for the podcast listeners. Okay, so tell us where this whole thing became a passion of yours. Take us back maybe, because I know you've been on the show before, but people don't all know that may be chiming in now. A little bit about your history and what made you so passionate about the girl child.
what made me so passionate? And of course, you know my story.
Yeah.
And when I created this, I never wanted another female to suffer in the way I did, because I became pregnant at the age of 13.
Mm.
And through my, community, they told me that I would be nobody, that I was worthless, and that I would amount to nothing. And then I went on to marry his father at the age of 14. And at the age of 14, I went on to have two more children with him by the time I was 18. And in between that time, I was domestically and emotionally abused by him through this. And when I left him, the night that I left him, I literally left on death's doors. I left out there with 3 children on my hip. I had no transportation. I had no education because I had to quit school in the 7th grade. And we didn't know where we was going to go. We had no money. I had no clue. We lived in another state compared to where I had, originally lived, which was West Virginia.
Wow.
But what I knew right then and there, Kim, is that it wasn't about me. It was about my 3 children, to assure that they were winning every single day. So I went on, received my GED, met an amazing husband that I've been with for 30 some years now.
Yeah.
30 some years, and treats me like a queen every day, I say. But we went on to create a business that we've had now for 27 years here in the city of Charlotte. And with that business, he and I have created an amazing life for our family. But then I went on, Kim, I kept feeling like there was something missing, something that I really wanted to do and need to do. And I knew that I wanted to be with females. I knew that my message would change someone's life.
Yes.
So I went on a journey back in 2018 after I had left eWomen Network as the managing director, and hired an incredible man, Dr. West, to teach me how to speak in public. And then from there, I met an incredible man, Sir Clyde Rivers, that has guided me and mentored me in this Evergirl Wins Institute. And that's how Evergirl Wins was created, because I never want another female to suffer in the way that I suffered. I want them to know that they can create anything in their life that they want in their life. They can be winning every single day.
Wow, that's incredible what you're saying. And you're an inspiration, because around the world, I'm actually looking here at your Facebook page. And so let me pull that up, because you've done so much work, and I love what I'm seeing here. So let me pull this and let me share it, because I want everybody to see this. This is you're very passionate about what you do. You're not just saying it, but you're living it. And I'm really honored to know you. So let me go right here. These are just some of the pictures and you can tell us some of the stuff that we're seeing here of things that you have posted on your Facebook page here.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So it's like I see all kinds of different images. And any special ones you want me to pull up?
I just won the Nelson Mandela Award just last week. I just won that, the Nelson Mandela Award. And then, I was up with my husband at the World Civility Day. I see some of those. That was the Greatness Foundation that I won an award for, Creator Greatness Award in London. My husband and I, Sir Clive Rivers and Professor Patrick Busingi right there. Yes, on that. Awesome. There's also some in there that I would tell so many that, being 13, some of the experiences that I've had, I would never thought that I had the experience of being able to travel around the world. For example, back in 2019, I was actually with the King and Queen of Toro. I was able to sit in their kingdom and speak with them. So never underestimate what you do and what God has planned for you, because you don't know what He has planned for you, but continue listening to your intuition of what life is meant for you. What is your purpose in life? And, when I started really listening to it, 2018, doors have incredibly opened for me. That is the U.S. Congressman that's the U.S. Congressman that I met at the World Civility Day back a couple of weeks ago, and gave him a Her Right book. He's the U.S. Congressman for Indiana.
Wow, wow, wow. So you all can definitely check out Christine Kozachuk's Facebook page, stay connected with her even through Facebook. But this passion that you have about Her Right and Every Girl Wins, I was obviously familiar with Every Girl Wins Institute, so that came first.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about that, and then tell us how you transitioned to Her Right and how that became, how do those two mirror each other or kind of work together synergistically?
Yeah, Her Right, Every Girl Wins Institute is what we teach there is sustainable life literacy. And the reason that we do sustainable life literacy is to assure that the girl child and females of the world that they are winning every day. We give them, the primary education, and there's so many girls out there that can't afford primary education around the world that we also sponsor the girl child to go back to school. But what we've realized, especially in the COVID-19, is sustainable life literacy. For example, there was more people dying from hunger than they were from the COVID. So we started a plant a garden project. And with this plant a garden project, teaching them how to plant a garden, they'll have food on their table, and then they can also take that and take that and create an extra income for them to be able to feed their family. So, sustainable life literacy is, it's a physical thing. It's not the academic thing. It's like sewing, farming, anything physical that they can do to make an extra income for their family or become an entrepreneur with that sustainable life literacy, because Every Girl Wins is all about entrepreneurship. Also, now if we can teach them how to create their own economy,
right,
they will be winning every single day. So that's what Every Girl Wins does, is teaches them how to create their own economy through entrepreneurship, sustainable life literacy programs through our organization. Now, Her Right is the advocacy part of that, because we know it's her right to an education. We know it's her right to healthcare literacy. We know it's her right to economic literacy. We know that it's her right to entrepreneurship literacy. It's her right for no one to ever touch her. It's her right if she wants to drive the car down the road. That is her right to do that. So that right there, back in April of this year, I was honored to have the prestigious honor to speak to the UN for the youth. And I went on the website to see if I could find like a definition for her right.
Right.
And there was not one. What it was, there was one that says it serves her right. And to me, that's kind of a negative thing. It serves her right.
Yeah, her right to whatever you choose subjectively should be her right to have. I don't agree with that definition at all.
Exactly. So I created the definition for her right.
Well, we want your definition. What is it?
It is her right to freedom and equity worldwide from birth till death. Let me repeat that again.
Yes.
That is her right for freedom and equity worldwide from birth till death.
We're capturing that in the back office here, and we'll be popping that definition up. Once you capture that, put that in your dictionary. Her right is defined by Professor Christine Kozachuk, and what she's sharing with us today is life-changing information. Listen, we're going to put that definition up right after this commercial break, but I do want you all to ask any questions that you have. Share comments, share some positive just thoughts, say where you're visiting in from. Be an active participant today in the Kim Jacobs studio audience, and let us know that you're here watching, because that's the only way we know. I see different people that says you're watching, but I need you to type some comments, because that way I don't have to keep looking at my phone and name people, okay? So right after this commercial break, we're going to hear more from Professor Christine Kozachuk about her right. We're going to learn more right now about snowlegal.com.
I'm attorney Kenneth D. Snow, and at the Snow Legal Group, justice is our job.
For more than 20 years, Attorney Snow has been fighting for justice and winning cases in the Carolinas by providing aggressive representation in criminal defense, domestic violence, family law, serious injury, and wrongful death. If you've been injured or lost a loved one in an accident, including tractor trailer or rideshare, you need the Snow Legal Group by your side, fighting for justice and fighting for you. Visit snowlegal.com snowlegal.com. Call 704-358-0026 for a free virtual consultation. Located at 6827 Fairview Road, Suite D in South Park.
All right. Oh, hey, I'm back now, but I didn't even realize it was just going to be me on the screen. So that's like, hello. My whole face is like, hello. All right. So Dr. Christine Kozachuk, something may have happened where she popped out of the studio for a second and she'll be right back in. But let me talk to you for a second about our episode sponsor. Oh, hey, that's important too. Hey, we have a summer clearance going on, and it's not just through July 17th. We actually have extended it beyond until the end of the summer. So make sure you go to kimjacobshow.com and you can get 25% off of our products. We have products on there like, hello, I am a mother dreamer. If you're a mother and you're a dreamer, get your t-shirts, your mugs, and we have I Watch the Kim Jacobs Show products as well. So make sure you take advantage of that. Snow Legal was today's episode sponsor. And so make sure that you reach out to them if you would like to get a free consultation. 704, I see you, Dr. Christine. I'm going to pull you back in. Give me a thumbs up when you're ready. 704-358-0026. Again, 704-358-0026. Or you can email them at info@snowlegal.com. Now, Attorney Snow just recently won a major murder conviction. He had that situation overturned to have the client who had been wrongfully accused of murder be able to reunite with his family after 5 years of being away from one another. So make sure you know that he's very gifted at winning cases, and just check to see if he can represent you in the future. Okay. And let me know, Dr. Christine, when I can pull you back in. All right. All right. So we're back with Dr. Christine Kozachuk. How are you?
I am good. My computer is frozen. It's still frozen at this moment, so I'm not sure what's going on with it right now.
Okay, well, you know what I'm going to do, because I know I want you to fill the whole screen and you physically have to turn your phone. I'm doing a whole tutorial, right? But wait a minute, I'm going to remove you so that you don't have everybody seeing all. Be like, hey, I'm turning the phone. All right, everybody. So we are going to pull Dr. Christine Kozachuk back in as soon as she turns that phone. Let me also let you know that today's episode is sponsored by Silver Shield Security, 704-440-4688. And you can reach them by also going to silvershield-security.com. Now, I have Silver Shield Security, and I love the service, great customer service, great state-of-the-art equipment. So what we're going to do is take a quick commercial break while Dr. Christine is taking care of that. And then we're going to come right back to hear more about her right here on the Kim Jacobs Show. So let's learn more about Silver Shield Security right now. All right.
It's not just another day. It's a brand new day, full of all the fun, love, and laughter you and your family create. Silver Shield Security understands feeling at home means feeling safe and happy. No credit checks, no contracts. We offer payment arrangements, and we'll even give you a free door camera. Find out how we can brighten your day even more at silvershield-security.com. Silver Shield Security.
All right, everyone, and we are back, and we are definitely going to pull Dr. Christine Kozachuk back in. If you have questions or comments about today's topic, her right, it's some really great information that she'll be sharing with us. So make sure that you get those questions asked. Let's see. I see you, Kimberly Fallis, and glad to have you watching today, and look forward to you being a guest. I know that you're going to be a guest on one of our upcoming episodes, so look forward to having you on as well. Can't wait to interview you and hear your story. And believe it or not, all of us have a story. So if you share your story, it's definitely going to impact someone that's watching our episodes. That's the only way that we're able to bring balance to the world, one household at a time, is by being able to have you tell your story. So I do encourage you too, if you haven't supported the Kim Jacobs Show in any way as an online financial contributor, that you make sure you do that. And here are some ways to do it. All you have to do is you can Cash App to Kim Jacobs Inc. And we have as a show, we have several of you all, many of you that support the show. So I do want to thank you for being online contributors. And some people are Patreon members, and some people are giving through Venmo, and some are giving through Cash App or even through PayPal. So whatever method works for you, please definitely take advantage of partnering with us to bring balance to the world, one household at a time. And if you haven't subscribed to the Kim Jacobs Show, take a moment right on our YouTube channel, subscribe, turn that notification bell to all. And then when we do go live, you will be right here in the virtual studio audience, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm just waiting for Dr. Kozachuk to get something technically worked out backstage. So I'm just talking to you until that happens. I don't know. I'll tell you this one thing, that for me, recently, I got another journal of mine, and it says imagine. It says imagine on it. And one thing that I do is I write down so many things that have to be taken care of, and I categorize them, because in life it's so much that we as mothers, as women, that we're managing and we're dealing with. You have to get it out of your head, get it into some type of written format so you can know what you are working on. How can you know what to work on if you're like, well, it's just all in my head. I got it here. What? Our head can't hold all of that. That's too much stuff, too much information. Your head go pop if you get all of that stuff just in your head. And I actually met with my children last night, and I was meeting with them individually. I have individual appointments with them. And we wrote down some of their goals and some of their deadlines and things that they need to accomplish. And this morning, my son, he was like, Mom, thank you so much for helping me with that list, because several of the things that were on his to-do list, guess what? They got done early. Because why? They were written down, and he was able to see it and just get to going with it. So, okay, are you ready, Dr. Kozachuk? Okay, I'm going to pull you back in. I'm over here just rambling on. Let's go.
My apologies. I'm not sure what's going on with this thing today. Let's plug directly in. So I'm
so glad that you are actually on this episode today, because I contacted you very last minute, and it's just my honor and privilege to have you as our guest today with your crazy busy schedule. I know that today, for the rest of the day, you are slammed with appointments.
Yes.
So for you to be here is a blessing. Okay.
I am honored for you to ask. Anything for you. You know that.
Thank you. Okay. So let's continue let's go into this. Yes, can't wait. You are so right. Is to bless someone else. Yes, I know. You're going to be a great guest too, Kimberly. Let's see. So you became passionate about the girl child because of all that you were witnessing. Mm-hmm. And the rights for equity in 2021 are still being hindered based on what you're sharing. Share some philosophies on that and what you're observing even in today's time.
Well, I just wrote a her right book with the House Speaker of Malawi and the former ambassador of Suriname, and Sir Clyde Rivers, which is the founder of I Change Nations, which actually he was just enthroned as the development king in Ghana. So very excited for him. But they, like in Malawi, like a lot of, Malawi and like Kenya and places like that, the girl child, they're always second. Because if it comes to a family being able to afford, if they have a boy and a girl to go to school, it's the boy child that they take the tuition to purchase what their tuition and what they need to do to become educated. Because the more the girl child is at home helping with the family, helping with the chores, helping with the house, helping bring the food in, and then also, the water, they go out every day, fetching water. To bring water in for the family. And this is something that can take hours and hours to go find to bring into their families. This is 2021. They should not be doing that. They should be able to have the exact same rights as the boy child does when it comes to education. And we all know when it comes to education, we need that primary school as much as we need the sustainable life literacy. We need the primary school, because just think of this in this way with a girl child or any child, that they're not educated. And they are trapped in their mind with nowhere to go. In their mind, if you're trapped in this room and there's no windows, there's no doors, there's no way to get out, to better yourself. So
Right.
if they're not educated in their mind, this is exactly the way they feel. They have no outlet to this. So if we can support them and know with these educations, these tuitions and everything like that to better their lives, there's only one thing that the girl child can do is to be a winner every single day. And there's so many girl children in the world that just beg to go to school, and their families can't afford for them to go to school.
So what do you recommend that people can do? Because sometimes, you hear infomercials, and I can only speak for myself. I see so many different things, and I've actually adopted a child as well in Watoto Village. And I literally write her, I send information, I send gifts, and it's only certain packaging. It's different things that we can do. Some things we cannot do because it won't be allowed through the mail or whatever. And she writes back, and I'm honored. To be able to support her in her journey.
Right.
But what can we do? Because sometimes we see so many different infomercials and things about support here, sign here, do this, but you don't really know if what you're doing is making a difference for real. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, we'll first find a reputable, company that you trust and that they know. And, my organization does have a page where you can sponsor a girl child and, to help her go back to school and, to be productive. And, just reach out to those organizations, like just mentoring them. Let's say they, you can educate them through mentorship, if they need some, math. If you're great at math, find an organization that can help you get in touch with that child and teach them math, teach them, the English, teach them, what they need to do academically to get where they need to be in life.
Very good. Okay. Very good. So if you are interested in sponsoring a child through Christine Kozachuk's program, you can go to herright.net, right?
Yes, you go to everygirlwins.com.
Okay, everygirlwins.com.
Yes.
And there are children that are looking to be sponsored, and then you make sure that those funds get to that child, or how does that work?
Yes. What I do is I have a representative. I'm in 19 different countries right now. Okay. So that representative, whatever country we decide to sponsor a girl child, she will oversee that girl child's tuition is paid through her organization and that she is very well taken care of. They have to send reports to me every 3 months and pictures and different things like that. And we also have them sign like a contract per se of, like them misbehaving, because we do have, some that, misbehave. And then if the funds are mishandled, they'll, the funds will be, just ended right then and there. So that's what we do for the girl child in that. Hey, Namal. She's my International Evergirl Wins South Sudan representative.
Excellent. So glad to have you on here, Nama. It's a pleasure. Thank you so much for being in the virtual studio audience today. And keep those comments coming and questions or words of encouragement. We really appreciate it. Let me just read your comment. It said, love this. Continue making an impact around the world, and we are proud of you. Her rights indeed. And Rachel, thank you for chiming in as well. You said, blessings, friend. Blessings to you. Awesome. Awesome. We have people that are tuning in from around the world today here on the Kim Jacobs Show in the virtual studio audience. Keep your comments coming. Now, in your book, I see that you said that you said, what is the current state of the girl child today from your perspective and from your co-author's perspective?
Yeah, from their perspective, from our co-author's perspective, we still have a long way to go for the rights of the girl child. That's the reason we are such an advocate for her right. There is still in some countries where women can't even drive. They still have to stand so many feet behind their husbands.
Okay.
There's still being, sold off. They're still being, as child brides, and the most is in India. They have the highest rate for child marriages in the world. So can you imagine being 10, 11, 12 years old? Just think of your daughter.
Yes.
Yes, just think of your daughter being married. I was a child bride at 14, but you know what? I didn't realize that I was a child bride. But this is something that they should have the right, whether or not I want to do this or I don't want to do this.
Right.
So there are still things like that in this world that go on for the girl child.
And so you're going, because I'm trying to visualize, I know you're everywhere globally. I see you on all these pictures and with these kings and queens and countries. How do you identify which area you're going to, like you go to 19 countries, for example.
Mm-hmm.
How do you determine which countries you're going to go to and how you're going to serve as you go into that country to become an advocate for the girl child? How do you present yourself to do that? Because that sounds like something that would be extremely interesting. I would love to do it with you sometimes, but I don't know what, I don't even know when that happens, what day. That's a lot of planning, isn't it? Especially if
normally I'm invited to go into these countries.
Okay.
And when I tell so many people, don't stay in your hotel. And usually we go with groups. You have to get with the people to understand what it is that they're needing. What is it that's going on in their country? And the majority of the countries that I have been in, the hugest thing is education of the girl child.
Okay.
That is the hugest thing, is education of the girl child.
Interesting. So that's what they're looking forward to you coming in to be an advocate for this. But even though that particular country may not already be advocating for it.
Right. So we advocate for them. We advocate for the girl child to assure that these policies are getting changed, to make sure that the girl child is living an amazing, winning life.
So do you stay there until this is implemented, or do you just start and then come back?
We just start it. We just start programs there. And, I do most of my work here, in America through Zoom.
Right.
That's most of my work is through Zoom. And the problem, most of that is is that a lot of these countries do not have the internet for us to do that. I mean, the other day I was having a conversation with one of my international representatives in South Africa, and what she was telling me is a lot of what's going on also, because I give also business scholarships for these girls also. They have is, for example, you've got a country that has electricity, but they'll turn it off on one half of the country and keep it on the other half of the country. And a lot of times they don't even have electricity to be able to, have internet access for us to be able to educate them.
Interesting. Okay. Wow. This is very enlightening information. So when we come back after this commercial break, I wanted to find out, I wanted to get an answer to, because there's so many different things here in this book, which is, you have to get the book, everyone. If you don't have the book,
yes,
it's necessary. Her right. Well, I have it electronically. That's what I'm reading from.
Yes.
But she has the physical copy over there. Put it up again for everyone to see.
Mm-hmm. You can get it on Amazon.
Okay, so we have, and can they also get it on Every Girl Wins, or?
If they message me, I can sell them a digital download.
Okay.
Just message me, but you can get it on Amazon.
Okay, so go right to Amazon to get it, and I have it electronically, so that's what I'm sitting here reading from. But I wanted to make sure. So how did your voice of activism start for women and the girl child and their rights? I want to make sure I get the answer to that. And it was another question that I was like, and what does change look like from your perspective for females? These are just two questions I want to get the answers to when we come back right after this commercial break. So let me make sure, give you two seconds to think about it. What does change look like? I have lots of questions, but you all can ask your own questions too, but I'm just looking at all of the different questions. And how did your voice start, you know?
Mhm.
Okay. Those right when we come back after this commercial break. See, I knew I needed my glasses today, right there. I'm going to be doing all that reading in the fine print. And I'll have to be putting them on, off, on, off. All right, everybody. We're going to learn more about Hunter Everidge Law Firm right now. Hunter Everidge Law Firm, they actually offer all types of Social Security, disability work if you're looking, or if you've been denied for Social Security, disability, or anything like that, or if you've dealt with an injury of no fault of your own, workers' compensation, SSI, supplemental income, you name it, they can take care of your needs. Their phone number is 704-377-9157. Again, it's Hunter-Everidge Law Firm, and they are hunter-everidge.com. Let them know that Kim Jacobs sent you their way through the Kim Jacobs Show, and they'll be happy to work with you. Let's learn more about them now.
When someone has lost a loved one, they want to know what exactly happened. They want to know, is the other person going to be held responsible? And they want closure. At Hunter & Everidge, we help clients that have lost a loved one move on, and to do that with dignity and respect that they deserve.
All right, so we are back and talking with Professor Christine Kozachuk, which you are providing some incredible information about the girl child, which I'm so excited. Let's hear about, how did you become a voice for this level of activism? How?
Well, it goes back again to, me being pregnant at 13, married at 14, domestic abuse, emotional abuse, and not wanting a woman to ever suffer or a female to ever suffer in the way that I suffered. Kim, it took me until I was 45 to really face what I had been going through. And you knew me at 45 because we knew for quite some time. So, I had went on this journey of finding who Christine was back when I was that age at 45. And I found her. And when I found her, I realized what had happened to me was I was not a victim. I was victorious because God created me to do what I am doing today to ensure that the rights of females are being made.
I love it. And I really do think that this lovely man played a key part in your life. Talk about him some and what role he plays.
Wow. He's absolutely incredible. I mean, he's a silent voice, but a powerful voice that's at the same time. When I told him I wanted to, what I wanted to do, and he's always been for me doing it because he knows I have a message. He knows that what I'm doing for females around the world is absolutely incredible. He actually just wrote a book on male civility.
Oh, good.
Yes, and and most of it, there's other co-authors in it, and it was about how treating women. How to treat, women with civility and everything. But this man, I met him September will be 31 years I met him. And he has been our rock. And when, my 3 children, because my ex-husband would tell me, well, nobody's going to have you with 3 children. Nobody's going to want you. You have 3 children. You've got to come back to me. Well, he opened his arms up to these 3 children because he knew that, they came with me. And he has raised every one of them just as his own. I mean, he's absolutely incredible. Our grandkids, it took them a very long time to realize he was the step grandfather and not the biological grandfather.
Right.
Took them that a long time with that, but he is the rock of this family, and we could not do without him. We could not. Yes, he is.
That is so awesome. I'm so glad we had to get that in as a part of the interview. That's so important.
I'm so glad you did. Because he doesn't like to be interviewed. He's more of that person that's over here. I'm supporting you, Christine, but I'm not talking.
But that's okay. He's the biggest cheerleader. And he's always there supporting you at every event, every journey, every crossroad, every
Yes.
adventure, every part of the country. I've always seen him present with you, and I'm so honored to be
Yes.
able to just
It's
share
incredible.
that photo today.
Yes.
So now, talk also about what does change look like
For the girl child.
for the girl child. Yes.
Well, for me, change looks like them winning. When we can get into these countries, even right here in America, and to get into these countries, all the countries, and get policies made to protect the girl child, and not just get the policies made, because there is policies for the girl child for females out there that's not being obeyed by the governments.
That's what I wanted to find out. It's like I know already. I've seen policies worldwide, but they're not being reinforced or
They're not being, yes, they're not being forced by the governments of these countries to assure that the right of the girl child is being made.
So then what happens in situations like that? Because then the child is still experiencing that suppression and oppression, and then they're not able to live to their fullest potential, because it's like, no, we don't care what's happening over here and what's being said. This is how we're going to do it here. This is how we roll.
Well, it's women like us that still have to continue using our voices to assure that that's what they're doing. That's why the proclamation is also so important. Let's, for example, this that you see behind me was actually, the proclamation was signed by the mayor of Charlotte, So if I see any women here of her right not being, done in the way it should be done, I can go to her and say, hey, Mayor Bob Laws, that, you signed this. Now let's find out, why you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing for the rights of females.
Well, I know Mayor Laws, she honors female rights.
Yes,
and
she
is
does.
excited to be able to make sure that their rights are upheld. So that's a good thing. Okay, so let's see what other things what you were talking about your husband. What role can men play in helping the girl child rights be honored?
Oh, I love men in my organization. I honor men in my organization because there's so many men out there has a voice for females, and they want to see the change. So we need as many voices for men as we do for women to be able to stand up and say, hey, this is not right. Because I have a Men of Worth award that I give out. I actually have a award named by I Change Nations in my name. It's called Her Right. And I just gave 2 men, Dr. Chuck Hughes and Dr. Gordon Bradshaw, which is the founders of World Civility Day in Gary, Indiana, a couple weeks ago, the medallion and the award of Her Right for their work that they do for females.
Good. Very good. So the men can play a very important role.
Yes.
And this is globally.
And I have men on my team.
Good.
Men on my team. I have men on my team that, support us also. That's on our team for Every Girl Wins. Yeah.
And some of your co-authors are men as well.
Yes, they are.
So tell us a little bit about the co-authors that are working with you in this collaborative project, Her Right, and share maybe one view of theirs, if you would, on today's episode.
Yes. Now we have one of the co-authors is the Speaker of Malawi, which is the Honorable, I have a hard time saying his name, sorry, Kazombo. But yes, his long name, but he is about
Honorable, is it made the listo? Let me just stick with what you said.
Yes.
Kazombo. Don't worry about trying to pronounce the whole thing.
Yes,
okay?
Kazombo.
Then you have Dr.
Ambassador Alan Bande.
Yes.
Yes, I've got him. And then the foreword is written by Sir Clyde Rivers. He's the one that was just enthroned in the Kingdom of Ghana as the Development King.
And then what about Dr. Galan?
Yes, Dr. Galan, she is from Suriname. She's the former ambassador of Suriname and Trinidad.
Okay.
That's
Yeah, I see all of their pictures, and these are like world thought leaders. They're,
yes.
so they're really
Mhm.
entrenched and they're writing some very insightful information in each of their chapters as well to
Yes.
show that they're collaborating with you on this endeavor. And here it says, what is sustainable life literacy? It's
Mhm.
a different form of education. Tell us about that if you're able to. It says that they do it physically, not academically only. Do you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Yes, sustainable life literacy is something they do physically. For example, it may be farming, it may be sewing. It's not not academic. It's something that they can literally do with their hands or their feet. That they can. It's a physical thing. They can be carpentry, anything that they want to do physically.
This is good. Okay.
Mhm.
And this person here, I think one thing that really, I gotta make sure Kazambo, the Right Honorable Kazambo
Mhm.
said that it's important to value and understand that every creature and every human being is created in the image of God, and that God loves human beings and uses us as leaders to serve these people. So I really like he deep dive into what our role should be to be able to serve
Mhm.
the
Yes.
girl child in particular from a humanitarian perspective.
Yes.
So
He's very big on the education for the girl child. He's
okay.
very big on that. Mhm.
And then I also see here that it's heavily talked about that the girl child is looking for love and looking for protection. I was watching a documentary last night, and it was talking about the fact that neighborhoods for the girl children and in some of the projects that or impoverished areas just are not sometimes considered safe environments. And this is just from individual people's perspectives. This is not the show saying that projects are not safe, because I grew up in the projects, and it's a certain thing that you have to do a certain thing. I don't know how to explain it to people other than you have to have a mindset that it's
It has to be. I know what you're saying. It has to be kind of more of a tough
yeah.
mindset.
Yes, I mean, it's like
yes.
you cannot walk out. I don't care what your religion, your nationality, your gender. When you come out in the hood, when I stepped out, it was just a certain aura. It was like, you know what? We here. And I'm here to walk out this door. And this might be my last time walking out this door. So I gotta come a certain way.
Yep.
And everybody knew, everybody had to do it. Everybody had to do it. Everybody had to do it.
Yes, it's a different mindset. For example, when I go to these other countries, and then working here in the US, it's such a different mindset
Yeah.
we as Americans have. And a lot of times we as Americans keep blinders on us of what's really going on out there in the world for other people.
Yes, my children have never experienced anything like what I experienced growing up. And
Yes.
it's a certain level of gratitude that you have whenever you have grown up in an environment like that.
Right.
And so when you go, I can only speak for myself. And you can speak because you grew up in trailer. You were saying you were in trailer environment. So you very similar. You understand that what we have today, this is not something that is like, hey, everybody, look at me, I'm doing my thing. No, I'm so grateful to God that I survived, that I'm here to even be able to share my story, to be able to help somebody else, to be able to say, you can do this thing. This is like, I promise you that if I made it, you can make it. And I can tell you that with everything within me, because what I came from, it was not easy to just make it. It's not a given that everybody made it.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. When I see what we've created here, that my children have never been exposed, like yours, don't even have a clue of what we had to go through to be where we're at now. They have just reaped the rewards that God has given us
right
every day.
And anybody else that's in the studio audience, if you've come from hard times, you've come from a difficult place, share your story, share your journey, put, this is me, say, hey, you're talking to me. Let us know that you can hear some of what we're talking about today. But I do believe that as a result of our lives, it's so important for her rights to be honored. But I think her rights can be honored right here in the inner cities of the United States of America. I don't think it only has to be globally. It needs to happen right here.
No, it doesn't. And let's go to the Native American reservations. What some people don't understand, they still don't have electricity and running water right here in America.
That is unacceptable.
Yes.
And so you're saying through herright.net or her and everygirlwins.com, people can help with these endeavors and their rights can be properly cared for some kind of way, or what?
Yes. Just go on there, look, and we have the Plant a Garden project also that we accept donations from, the education part that we accept donations from. So, and I have a fundraiser coordinator right now that we're working on some fundraisings that's also will be coming up soon. So that will also help with the education of her right for education.
Let me ask, can people suggest, because each of us that, I know where I came from. So if I was to say, Christine, Every Girl Wins, can every girl win in this area, in this location? Can any funds be devoted to these projects or to these areas? Is that something that you are open to, or how does that work?
Absolutely. I mean, that's one thing that I always say about me is without my team and without the advice of other people, this organization would not be where it is. I have a vision, but I also don't know what's going on in every part of the world, every community of the world. I don't know that. So until I know, I don't know how to help.
That's good. That's good. So you're very open to people reaching out and sharing. And I personally know Dr. Christine Kozachuk. So if she says she's going to do it, she's going to do it. And so that's the beautiful part. And I see here that March 13th is International Every Girl Wednesday, right?
Yes. March 13th is International Every Girl Wednesday. And on that day, we stand for basically her right for education. We stand for her right for health care. We stand for her right for to create her own economy, for entrepreneurship. We stand on that day for the right of the girl child, for females around the world. And we do celebrations with that. Of course, this year we had to do virtually, but for example, with my International Every Girl Wins representatives in each one of their countries, they virtually had an event, and we awarded women and girls around the world. We honored them with different awards and things like that. And then here on October 11th is the day of the girl child that we're getting ready to honor the girl child, give awards out on that day also.
That is incredible, incredible. And even in our households, do you realize or see, according to what's in your book here, that as a father of a daughter and a son is what this particular person was talking about, do you see the household treating the male child differently, even in certain households? And this one was specifically in Malawi culture, but I think this is, again, international. Any thoughts about that?
Yeah, that was Ambassador Alan Banda. That was him, because I was one that, because Sir Rivers actually helped to interview me. Some of those, that was my question. I do see differences. I do see differences in even the households right here in America versus what they think that a girl can do versus what a boy can do. Right. How girls are treated versus how the boys were treated. Let's just give an example of, let's say a teenager. Well, the boy can say, hey, I'm going out to the mall and I'm going to, I'll be there. But the girl, okay, that's fine, son. But the girl can say, well, Dad, I'm going to go too. No, you can't go. It's too late. You can't be out there that late. So,
that happens all the time. That happens very often.
Yes. It doesn't seem like anything big, but it is big to her. That is big to her. That's a huge thing for her, because that's giving him more rights than it is her, when they should be treated equally.
I agree with you. And if it's not safe for her, then it shouldn't be safe for him.
Exactly.
Right. Then nobody can be at the mall at that time. If you're saying that I can't go, then why? But then how can, and I know I'm asking so many questions. I'm trying to cram as many as I could in an hour. How can you what do you do to recommend? Because not everyone has a Dr. Christine Kozachuk in their household or in their community or globally everywhere, right? At one time, even, we're not God, we're omnipresent. So how can people advocate for themselves that are watching, or teach their daughters and sons to advocate for themselves? But right now we're focusing on the girl child. So what can parents do? Because I know I talk all the time to my daughter and I say, listen, Jayla, you have to advocate for yourself. What do you feel about this? How does it make you feel? Speak up and say what you have going on as far as in your heart. And so I have these discussions in my home all the time. But what do you recommend?
Exactly what you're doing. First, educate yourself. Sometimes, people just don't know. And there's so many books out there on civility and, how the family should run and, how to talk. And the biggest thing is sit them children down. And like you said, listen to them. Don't think you know what they're thinking, because you don't know what they're thinking. Ask the questions. Don't get frustrated with them. Learn about them, know who they are, because when they trust you, they'll open up and come more to you to understand of what's going on in their lives.
This is so good. So good. Anybody that's in the studio audience, if you have questions, comments, thoughts, we have a few more minutes here with Dr. Christine Kozachuk. I've asked as many questions as I could flood in, and let's have our daughters become advocates for themselves. Let them know that their voices matter, their opinions matter, who they are makes a difference in this world, and they don't have to be suppressed or oppressed because of whatever. They matter and they're important. Okay, let's see. I see you, Mother Patricia Lofton said, what a wonderful mission and a message. And God bless you for your diligence. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And, Kim, they can also go and support Her Right at herright.net and sign that proclamation. Oh, Dr. Eberry, she's my international Sweden representative. Hey, Dr. Eberry.
Having you on today, Dr. Eberry.
Yes. But if they go there to herright.net, they can sign the proclamation there to help support the rights of females.
Well, let me also, since we send in our shout outs, I have to let you know too that Mother Patricia Lofton is our state supervisor of women within the Church of God in Christ. And I know that you have different ambassadors worldwide, but this woman is ambassador for all of the women that are in the North Carolina second jurisdiction throughout the state of North Carolina, Virginia, South Carolina. We honor and celebrate her, and she is a powerful voice for change for all of us as women. She teaches us how to advocate for ourselves. And so I'm just
you definitely need to talk. We definitely need to talk.
Yes. Mother Patricia Lofton, make sure you connect with her, or I'll figure out how to connect the two of you. It is necessary for, we have lots of girl children. Lots of girl children within the Church of God in Christ, North Carolina second jurisdiction. All right, so let's see here. Impacting the world of girls and women is a well-chosen life mission. Yes, it is. Yes. And what about, I know this might be a deep question for the end, but like young girls that are getting human trafficked and things of that nature, do you have any comments or thoughts about that? What can we be doing?
Advocating the safety, like you were talking earlier, the safety, continue advocating, protecting them. Watch, listen, learn. Learn from your environment of what's going on to protect these girls and boys from this human trafficking, because it goes all over. When you think there's something wrong, that intuition is telling you something's wrong. Be an investigator.
Yeah, that is key to what you're saying. If we think that something is not sitting right with us, just investigate it. And then another thing that I noticed is that as women, like you and I, we support each other, we uplift each other, we embrace each other. It was like, what do you have going on? How do I sign? I sign every petition. Anything you have coming out, I'm going to support it, period. Like they say, period, or whatever, right? So that's a given with the exclamation point behind it. That's a given.
You signed my proclamation a couple months ago. Yes, you did.
I do, and I sign everyone, and I will sign everyone because I believe in you and everything that God is doing through you.
Thank you.
But there are times when we as women aren't supportive of each other. So how do we talk about advocating a girl child when we can't even advocate a adult sister child? You know?
Yes, and you know what? That is actually in one of the books. One of my Ambassador Fidelia wrote about that. That the problem is with us as women not advocating with one another is because we are not listening to one another. The jealousy comes out there. A lot of people is looking for the stage. When the stage, you have your own stage, you have your own lane. Stay in it and just help each other. Help each other, lift each other as you're climbing on that.
That's good. Listen to your children, have patience, listen, teach them to advocate for themselves, stay in our own lanes and help each other and everybody else's lanes. Help, build up love. Okay, you know what? I've committed to getting off the show I said at midnight. I'll keep y'all to midnight messing around with
We haven't talked in a while, Kim, so we had a lot of catching up to do.
Oh my goodness. Everybody listen, tomorrow, make sure you tune in. We're going to be talking about some women that are building a legacy. They are rising up and they're leaving a legacy. There are 33 authors in this book called Rise Up, Women Leading, Building a Legacy. And I'm going to have them right here on the Kim Jacobs Show tomorrow. Here is the cover of the book. I'm actually a part of the anthology as well. So we are going to be having some of these authors on tomorrow. You don't want to miss this episode at all. It's going to be incredible. And we have great lineup for you all week long right here at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I have to go. Dr. Christine.
And we're not
closing comment.
Just continue being an advocate out there, continue fighting for the girl child to continue being winners, because if you're winners, if they're winners, everybody's a winner. Everybody wins.
Everybody wins, y'all. Everybody wins. And please visit everygirlwins.com. Please visit herright.net. Sign that proclamation. Share it with every circle of friends that you have, that her rights matter. Her rights matter. And she deserves to be able to live a wonderful life of equality and equity that's comparable to her male counterparts. All right. Thank you, Dr. Christine Kozachuk. Thank you all for tuning in to today's episode. Great show. Thank you, Lady Hillier, for your comments. Thank you so much, Barry. Thank you so much for the work that you're doing as well. Let's not relent at all. We can't relent. We can't give up. All right, everybody. Subscribe to the Kim Jacobs Show. Support the Kim Jacobs Show. I told everybody all of that. And I'm giving you ways to do so. So we're going to, I hate ending the show, but I got to do it, don't I? Yeah, Cassandra probably shaking her head backstage like, Kim, just go ahead and close it out. Everybody, thank you for watching today's episode. I closed out on time, I think, today. And I will see you tomorrow. Stay backstage, Christine, because I have plenty more to say for the after party.
All right.
Only Patreon members get that. So if they're not Patreon members, they're not even seeing your after party comments. Gosh almighty. Have a great day, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow at 11. Bye. You're an amazing guest, Professor Kozachuk.
Thank you. Thank you, Kim.
You can come back for part 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 70. We need more because until all of the changes implemented. Okay, I got to go.
Yes.
Have a great one, everybody. Hello, everyone. I'm Kim Jacobs, host of the Kim Jacobs Show, where we're bringing balance to the world, one household at a time. Listen, we go live every weekday, Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I bring guests on that talk about their backstories, things that they've had to overcome to become who they are today. Many of them are balancing and juggling life, and they've become experts in different fields. So they're sharing tips with you to make your life just a little bit easier. Many times as a guest in the studio audience, you'll get a chance to walk away with a missing piece of the puzzle that might be missing in your life. Let's go on this journey together, and I look forward to seeing you Monday through Friday at 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Kim Jacobs Show.